2 wheels or 4? That is the question. Some of us get bitten by the bug, others not so much. But why? Growing up in the UK meant that the weather was tolerable at best for motorcycling. But as a teenager, there was still no question about which route to go. At that time, you couldn't take a driving test until you were 17. However, at the age of 16, you could get one of these. Yes, a moped. Now I know, that looks about as much fun as a day trip to Guantanamo Bay. However, thanks to some very clever Japanese, namely Messrs. Honda, Suzuki and Yamaha, these little machines were also classified as mopeds. And yeah, that was about the speed limit. In fact, less. Yes, they worked out with some clever latching system that you could make the pedals into footrests. So you could actually still pedal these things. I wouldn't advise it, but that was the idea. And whilst there were 3 main manufacturers, a few others did jump on the bandwagon because it was a good marketplace, I'm sure. But I think by far the most popular was the Yamaha Fuzzy. Yes, I had one, the FS1E. And with various minor mods, odds and sods, you could get these little buggers up to nearly 60 miles an hour. Yeah, which is pretty exciting for a 16-year-old. Yes, many weekends spent fettling and decoking and polishing pistons and all kinds of stuff just to squeeze 2 miles an hour extra. So, 17. Then what? Well, to drive a car, of course, you first had to pass the test. And then the choice was a bit rubbish, honestly. With your average budget, you're probably looking at a Ford Escort or similar. And not very exciting, really, when you can have one of these without passing a test. Yes, you could ride up to a 250cc with learner plates forever, actually. Again, Yamaha pretty much led the way. My mate Knack had an RD200 Race to Vart. Yes, 2-stroke, 2-cylinder. Very nice, very quick. My mate Noe went one further and had none other than the RD250, infamous bike. And of course much quicker than any offering on 4 wheels for the same kind of budget, or not even close, honestly. I didn't have anything nearly so glamorous or fast at this point, but of course once you passed the test you could have anything you damn well liked. So I had a 400 Kawasaki Z400 J3, I want to say. Yes, as ridden and raced by Damon Hill. As sponsored by my grandfather's motorcycle shop. And of course, speed is of the essence. This thing will accelerate faster than anything out there, honestly. Any bloody Porsche, Ferrari, whatever the hell. So, yeah, I mean, why not? In the meantime, my friends were driving around in Triumph Toledos and Austin Maxis and things like that. Ford Cortinas that won't run without fuel. So, of course, if it was speed you were after when you were young, there was really no better option than 2 wheels as opposed to 4. But then a lot of people grow up and go to 4 wheels for whatever reason. Safer, more comfortable, don't have to worry about the weather so much, etc, etc. And so I progressed onto 4 wheels as well. And the rest is history, as they say. Well, at least in terms of cars that I owned. I'll put up a link, maybe. So yeah, at the ripe old age of, 20, I abandoned 2 wheels for the comfort and whatever of 4 wheels. And learned a whole lot more about what you can do with stuff in terms of handling and weather conditions and throwing things around. And so there I stayed on 4 wheels, yeah, for quite a while, probably a decade or more. But some of us get bitten by the bug, and we miss being part of the machine. So yes, more than a decade later, I returned to the fray. despite owning a Renault 5 Turbo Nutter Bastard and racing a Renault 5, just wasn't thrills and spills enough. So I got myself a Kawasaki ZXR 400. Incredible machine, revved up to, I want to say like 14,500 revs or something crazy like that. 4-cylinder, 4-stroke, again, like my old Kawasaki, with ram air injection kind of stuff. The power and the speed was amazing. Actually, my mate Steph took it around the block and came back and goes, "God, that's amazingly quick." I said, "What revs did you take it up to?" He said, I never got it past 10,000. I said, "Oh, that's a shame. Power only kicks in at 12." Not totally accurate, but it really did take off at 12,000 revs. So I kept that for a number of years and then got rid of it and stopped motorcycling again. Until probably another 10 years later, when I bought another ZXR 400. This one had a racing exhaust system on it, so it's even faster. Incredible bikes, they really are. Would love another one, actually. And then one day I had, I think it was a slow puncture on it, so pumped the tyre up, took it into the local dealer where I'd bought it from, and he very cleverly had put out a Ducati 748 on display because he knew I wanted one. Quite a sharp cookie. So instead of a new tyre, $4.5 grand later, I came home with a Ducati 748. Yeah, and I kept that all the way until I moved to the USA. Obviously, a markedly different bike to ride than the Kawasaki. Revs weren't so important because it had a big torquey twin motor, so wherever you open the taps it took off. Anyway, I could ramble on for hours about bikes and bleh and everything since I've been here in the US, which is at least probably twice the bikes I had in the UK, but I'm not going to. The point was 2 wheels or 4, and I think for some of us that's a temporary thing when we're younger. For others, it's a midlife crisis. I've never ridden a motorbike. I want one. They're crazy. I think I can do that. Not such a good idea, honestly. Better to learn how and get a few little bumps and scrapes when you're younger at slow speeds. But that's another story. So, the short answer after the long story is 2 wheels if you want to be part of the machine. There is nothing like a motorcycle to give you that feeling of just being at one with the machine. So yeah, I've rambled on a bit, I've gone off piste a lot, and it's given me an idea. I think we should do a live show with my mate Leonardo Slatterini. Yeah. And we're going to pick our top 5 motorbikes. It's going to be tricky because he's completely on the other side of the globe. He's another Londoner, but he decided to go down south, to the land down under. So if we can arrange that, we'll do that, and do tune in. It'll be fun. So if you haven't already, subscribe down here to catch that. Give the video a thumbs up, obviously. And yeah, when we do that episode, that live episode, Leonardo will be eating his cornflakes and his Vegemite, probably, because he's in Australia, while I'll be having a glass of wine. So that'll be fun. Meanwhile, obviously, encourage others to watch my lunacy.